This is Udul Srivastav, and today I'm going to do a book review about a book that basically talks about people coughing and then dying, and some of them who survived just dream and end up in a place where they'll die or survive again. So today I have The Stand by Stephen King. This is a really old edition that I got from Amazon used section, but it doesn't look like it was read by somebody early on because it was all new and I covered it with sellotape so that its edges don't get tattered up. Edition that I have is it is an uncut edition. It has been published back in 1990. It has abridged version which was around 800 pages and it was published in 1978, but this version was republished. Now, talking about the book has basically three parts in it. The first part is about the Captain Trips, which is a virus like COVID-19, and it has been developed secretly by American government, but they accidentally spread it and it ends up killing 97% of the population of US, and some people are immune to it. Some people could not get affected by this virus, and those people are dreaming about a woman and a dark man. Now, this was the first part. In the second part of the book, basically all the survivors of the plague dream about one Mother Abigail, which is a woman who is kind of working like a magnet and attracts everybody who survived so that they could come together and fight against the evil. So, what is the evil? The evil is the second person people dream about, which is Randall Flagg. Randall Flagg, the Dark Man, whatever you call him. He is really powerful, he has various supernatural powers, and he has a good dressing sense. That is one thing for sure. So, the second part of the book is basically about how people dream and end up getting together, and the third part is where the people who survive the plague, who end up together, go to the west where the Dark Man or the Evil or Randall Flagg is, and some of them survive, some of them stay in the boulder free zone, and things like that happen. So, this was a basically spoiler free synopsis of this book. Now, so even though the story wasn't affected in the uncut version of this book, King in the preface stated that the people should read the bigger version of the book because it has more details and it is more worth reading than the abridged version. And I feel like, yeah, there was not extra information in this book. Even though in the second book, in the middle of the second book, King dragged a little bit about all those community meeting and all, but still it wasn't over dragged. The 1400 pages were well written, and I completed this book in basically 20 days, and I was not able to believe it, but it is really well paced. So, if you haven't read this book, you can buy it from the link in the description box. And now, the spoiler would begin. So, if you want to leave the video, you can do it right now because I'm going to discuss some things about this book that I liked and I didn't like. So, the things I didn't like about this book are the ending that just went like this, because the story was going so good and the end came suddenly that I wasn't able to digest that fact that story ended. I was hoping that there would be something else that will happen and the end would be justified, even though some people told me that the end has a different kind of meaning, and I thought about it and I was satisfied later with the end. But initially, while completing the book, I was kind of disturbed because there is a certain kind of feel that you need to feel after reading such a huge book. And even though I was satisfied with the end, after researching and googling everything about the end and how it is justified, the time when I completed it, I wasn't very happy with the end. Apart from it, I would like to talk about how the events in Vegas should have been more descriptive, like when Larry Underwood died. I wish that part was a bit bigger. Now, the things I liked about this book were characters like Larry Underwood, Harold Lauder, Tom Cullen, Franny Goldsmith, because these characters were really well developed. Even the Stu Redman and Glenn Bateman were really good characters, but the real character development was visible in the character of Larry Underwood, who was initially not a very responsible kind of person, but in the end he took the responsibility, sacrificed his life, even though the Dark Man survived. But still, Larry had shown some real strength and courage, and that's what made me inspire from him. Another character that was Tom Cullen, who helped Stu to survive even though he was mentally unstable. And the third character was Harold Lauder, that was really good because He made you feel sympathy for himself, and he even made you hate him, because initially when you came across the fact that his father didn't like him, his mother wasn't close to him, and his sister weren't at good terms with him, and even when after Stu met Franny and Franny also got away from him, you felt sad for him that he suddenly became all alone and he was doing everything on his own. But then loneliness made him a creep, made him a bad person, and he crossed all the limits and deceived all the people who were there to help him. And that's why this character is so amazing, because initially he makes you feel sympathy for him, and then he develops into a bad person and ends up doing something so stupid that it made you hate him. In the end, I was really satisfied after reading it, and when I rethink about the event that happened initially when I picked this book up, I feel that it is really a must-read book, and it should have 5 out of 5 stars because of the great writing style of Stephen King. So if you want to buy this book, do pick this up. But before picking this book up, you need to pick some of the other easy Stephen King novels so that you can get used to his writing. So this was all from my side. Thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe to my channel so that you could see more Stephen King novel reviews, and you could even see more of normal other novel reviews, because the next book I would do review of is S.E. Hilton's Outsider, that I have just picked up after reading 5 Stephen King novels constantly. So stay tuned and stay happy. Peace out.